Hello, my name is Angel Vargas, and welcome to my presentation on the wicked problem of poor nutrition in schools. So to begin, first we must discuss what exactly is a wicked problem. Well, according to wickedproblems.com, a wicked problem is defined as a social or cultural problem that is difficult to solve for as many as 4 reasons. These reasons can include incomplete or contradictory knowledge, the number of the people involved, an economic burden, or the interconnectedness of this issue with others. And poor nutrition itself is a question of a variety of different issues, of which we are going to try and explain in the coming slides. And our mission is to introduce an innovation that we believe is going to best solve this problem. Now, poor nutrition itself is a wicked problem that involves, as I said before, a variety of different issues. Poor nutrition can be a question of personal choice and the decisions that students make within the cafeteria. It can be a question of education and whether the students are retaining the knowledge that's being taught to them about portion sizes and about the importance of a balanced meal. Or it could be a question of cost, and it could be a question of whether or not the schools are willing or able to afford better quality ingredients or prepare better, healthier foods. So, and those are only a few of the problems that poor nutrition is connected to, and our attempt is to try and assuage these problems the best we can by introducing innovations that can best improve the quality of the nutrition that students are receiving in schools. So you may be asking yourself, why specifically did we choose the school system? And the reason behind that is because school lunch and the quality of the food being served has been a hot topic of debate for many, many years. And according to the Food Research and Action Center's Breakfast for Learning report, hungrier children are more likely to repeat a grade, they're more likely to get suspended, and they're more likely to suffer from lower grades, etc., etc. School systems involve a variety of individuals and areas that aren't just the students who are all affected in one way or another. So the interconnectedness of this system is truly what shapes it to be the perfect opportunity to try and introduce an innovation that is going to be able to address this problem of poor nutrition. So then what exactly is the innovation that we are proposing? Well, my innovation specifically focuses on an education-based initiative that is an emphasis on food choice-based learning and that involves interactive opportunities such as learning about food prep or cooking. And that is because in a journal called School-Based Nutrition Education, Lessons Learned and New Perspective, there's information stated that emphasizes the idea of the peer group, and that teachers, peers, and other people at school become more important as time goes on in a child's development. And for that reason, we want to ensure that we are introducing a bi-monthly assembly that ensures that these students are getting together in mass and seeing each other participate in these activities, as well as emphasize that interactive learning, because if we are able to combat the stigma behind food preparation and cooking in general, that it's not just something that adults can do, that students can do it too, that we ensure that students are better equipped for the future to be able to better prepare foods and increase their nutrition. Now, why did we choose this point of entry in the administrative point? And the reason behind that is because administrators are the gatekeepers of this entire system. According to Lundblad's critique of Rogers' diffusion of innovations, hierarchy is one of the many aspects that can influence how an innovation is diffused throughout a system. And the strict hierarchy of the K-12 system means that our best bet to ensure that this innovation is diffused is through the administrative point. Administrators have connections to the teachers, the guidance counselors, the parents, and the students, and can ensure that this amount of academia and this diffusion that we are rolling out, this innovation that we are rolling out, is better suited to all students, and they can ensure that these are being enforced. When they adopt an idea, they then become the chief promoter of this idea. And when the main character has absorbed this idea, the others are sure to follow. Now, you may be asking yourself, why? Why did we pick the administration? Why do we believe that it's an effective entry point? And the reason behind that is, as I stated before, because of the strict hierarchy of the K-12 system, gatekeepers act as the tone setters. They're the ones that make sure that this information is going to be diffused. They decide what is going to be diffused and when, and they have the largest say in where and how this innovation gets rolled out. So we want to ensure that we are working with the administration because of its vast access to all other members of the system. So some benefits surrounding this diffusion include the high relative advantage and the trialability of this innovation. Rogers defines relative advantage as the degree to which the innovation is better than the status quo. Now, obviously, when you consider the research that I've proposed earlier, as well as the general knowledge, one can know that the public school nutrition is, as of right now in the status quo, not the best. So really, anything that we propose, especially anything that involves an increase in learning, an increase in applicable skills, can have a higher relative advantage. As well as the trialability, the ability to essentially try before you buy, that we can run an experiment with two separate groups of students, one receiving the newer education and one receiving the status quo education, and able to tell and analyze differences can better ensure and better calm the fears of individuals that may believe that these innovations will result in a higher cost. So the trialability is also very good. As for barriers, obviously an increase in better quality ingredients or better quality food in general, as well as paying teachers or books or other things, is going to involve an increase in cost. And the difficulty in oversight in ensuring that these teachers are dictating their information the way that they're supposed to, that they are being efficient with how they are teaching, and that these children are retaining the information is also very challenging. As well as our low compatibility, which, as Rogers defines, is the degree to which innovation is perceived as being consistent with existing values. Since we are placing more of an emphasis on hands-on and we are implementing this interactive learning aspect of the education, it does in some way make it vastly different to the status quo. So the low compatibility does propose an obstacle that we will have to overcome at some point. Now, the ways that we overcome these barriers is through consistent reinforcement and through, as I said before, an emphasis in our trialability. The consistent reinforcement takes the shape of bi-monthly assemblies in which we would get the students together in mass and thus kind of take away some of the pressure from the oversight, and when we will be able to address the entirety of the student body on a bi-monthly basis consistently ensures that that information is being retained. As well as I said before, the trialability gives us an option to run experiments and try before you buy to ensure that we are coming to our taxpayers, to our parents, to our public with solid information that this does work in a variety of different school districts of a variety of different demographics, and that at the end of the day, we will get the results that we are expecting. So in conclusion, there is a large emphasis on the interactivity and the classroom aspect of this innovation. We want children to be able to gain applicable skills in food preparation, food preservation, and apart from what they learn in the classroom about portion sizes and fats and grains and proteins, that they are taking with them the ability to know, how can I make something that's healthier for me? If the options that are not available to students at school fit what they want, then they are able to understand and better prepare their own. Now, the administration obviously aids greatly in the diffusion as the gatekeepers of the system. They are the ones that we want to focus on because when they adopt a certain attitude, they're able to ensure that the rest of the school system itself follows suit. The innovation strength as a trial and research opportunity give perfect amount of time to ensure that we are proposing the best type of innovation possible. We are ensuring that the information is there, that we have statistically significant evidence, and that we will get results. And if we do not, then we do not run the risk of abandoning the status quo and then being left with nothing. And finally, it's the idea that children should not go to school and expect to be fed food that is not going to make them feel good about themselves and feel like they cannot succeed. Because at the end of the day, it becomes increasingly important the role that schools play in the formation of children's attitudes, not only academically, but socially as well. So if we are not supplying for our children in schools, then we cannot expect them to truly succeed out in the real world. So it is very important for us to revamp the nutrition that is available in schools and ensure that food for all is food that is quality, ensure that it is food that not only tastes good but makes you feel good. And I believe that this innovation does exactly that through its ability to run as a trial, through its ability to give students applicable skills to help them grow, to help them develop, and ultimately to equip them with the tools that are necessary not only to know what is best for them, but also to make what is best for them. Because that is the most valuable skill of all, and when you are in a situation where you do not have food that you like, that you are able to make your own. That is going to conclude my presentation. Here you can see my sources, both articles as well as images. And I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this presentation, that you were able to perhaps better understand how wicked problems affect the K-12 school system, as well as a more in-depth understanding of wicked problems in general. To better understand how we can help our youth, to understand just how serious of a problem this is, and hopefully you understand that my innovation is setting out to truly attempt to try and make a difference. And so thank you so much for sticking by me, and have a fantastic rest of your day.